using keyword research to drive affiliate sales is starting shortly. But before we begin, allow me to introduce our speaker. We are joined by John Doherty, founder of GetCredo.com. Hello, John.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Thank you. And myself and my colleague Alicia will be helping you out in chat, taking your questions. So anytime you want to ask something of John, post your questions right away. We will be collecting all your questions and asking them at the very end of the presentation. So be sure to stick around. We will try to answer all of them as much as we can. But before further ado, I think it's time to jump right in. And John, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ilya. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on this webinar. I'm super excited to talk about this topic with you. Thank you, SEMrush. Thank you, Ilya, for having me to do this. SEMrush is one of my favorite tools, and I'm super glad to be here and share some knowledge with you that I've gained over the last number of years. So just a quick intro to myself. I'm the founder of Credo, GetCredo.com, where basically we help companies hire the right SEO agency or digital marketing agency for their specific needs. So I've also done a lot of SEO consulting myself over the years. I worked for Distilled in New York City, worked in-house running marketing and growth for a couple of Zillow Group's brands, the real estate company here in the United States, and then been working for myself full-time for about 3 years now. And I'm actually currently in San Francisco, sitting in my hotel room where I attended a growth summit yesterday. Yeah, you make it work how you can. So I'm super excited to be here and talk about driving affiliate sales and traffic to your affiliate websites using keyword research and using SEO because it sets a great base for a business. So, oh yeah, should we get going?
Yep.
Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So, all right, let's get on into it. So as I said, today I'm going to be talking about using keyword research to drive affiliate sales. As I said, I'm the founder of GetCredo.com. You can see my Twitter account down there, so feel free to follow me and tweet at me. So at the end of the day, if you're looking to make affiliate sales, so first of all, if you don't know what affiliate marketing is basically marketing other products and driving traffic to your properties and getting people to click over to them, linking them over to them. So then eventually when they buy something, you get a commission back. So SEMrush has an affiliate program, of course, with a recurring commission, and there are a lot of others that have them. But at the end of the day, in order to make affiliate sales, you need to build an audience. You need to have an audience in the space, and there are a lot of different ways to do this. An audience is the best way to do it. Really, you need traffic. You need traffic coming to your website. So there are obviously a lot of ways to drive traffic. You're probably familiar with a lot of them. There is obviously there's email marketing, there's promoted content like Taboola, content marketing, Facebook, both organic and Facebook advertising, organic search, Google advertising, webinars. There's Bing, which we shouldn't leave out as well because they are the second biggest search engine on the internet. There's YouTube. Actually, Bing is the third. YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the internet, and I should have put that here. But there are a lot of ways to drive traffic to your website. And to really grow an affiliate business or to grow the affiliate part of your business, it doesn't have to be your main part of your business. For example, at Credo, I do some affiliate marketing as well, and it's just kind of another revenue channel, an income channel. But eventually, to grow an affiliate business, you really need to layer on multiple channels. So SEO, content marketing, paid advertising, webinars, etc. All the ones that we just went over before. Video is a big one that I should mention a lot more often. But I firmly believe, as an SEO and as a professional marketer, as a professional SEO, in setting a strong base of traffic to your website. And organic traffic is the way to do that. Free traffic is the way to set that base. So obviously the benefits of free traffic or organic traffic is that you don't have to pay for every click or every impression or every 1,000 impressions, if you're working on a CPM basis. But this is also the beauty and it's the challenge of using SEO strategies to build an affiliate business. Advertising traffic is much more instantaneous. It can be much more targeted. You can control it, a lot more easily. But there's also that upfront. There's that investment there. You're buying all of those, and basically once you stop buying them, then you don't have that traffic anymore. SEO is different. You have to invest upfront to profit later. I always like to say when I'm talking to people through Credo that SEO, especially SEO as a channel, is an investment. It's not an expense. It's not just a baseline item. Oh, this is our SEO budget. This is our SEO spend. You have to invest in it up front before you actually see the return. And normally it takes about 3 to 6 months minimum to build the content on your site and start seeing traffic. And SEO, of course, requires constant work as well. I mean, paid advertising and all of that requires constant work as well because things are changing there. But specifically talking about SEO, it requires constant work because there are so many different moving parts. Algorithms change. Google changes their algorithm. Competitors do things that then they start outranking you, and so you get less traffic, and they're getting that traffic instead. So you need to respond to that. Search engines change their search results layouts, that sort of stuff. Things are changing all the time. So this is a consistent investment over time. But one of the great things about creating content is for SEO purposes, in order to drive traffic and to drive sales, is that content can also be used for many other things. So it's not just an investment in one, in one channel, but you can take that content that you're creating, that you're writing, and use it for, advertising to send people to those dedicated landing pages, email marketing campaigns, webinars, all that sort of stuff. I put the ... because you can just imagine the different possibilities. But it all starts with content. One thing I wanted to go into as well is that SEO for affiliates is not dead. People have said, I've heard many people say over the years that, oh, affiliate marketing is dead, Google's squeezing out affiliates, et cetera, et cetera. It is true that it has become harder to rank, but it's become harder to rank across the board. There are a lot more brands out there that are ranking very well, and they kind of have a moat built around them with their branded search and with the number of links they have coming into their site and the content they've created and all of that. So at the end of the day, it's really just SEO has become harder overall. And it is specifically thinking about affiliates and talking about affiliate marketing, it has become much more difficult to rank for strictly branded terms. So if you think back to like the early 90s, or I guess like the late 90s, early 2000s, if you search for something like Nike shoes, Nike.com normally didn't come up. But affiliate sites might, and now Google is definitely better at saying, okay, Nike shoes, Nike.com should rank, and they've kind of turned the dial pretty hard in that direction, which I'm going to show you. So, for example, in the outdoors niche, this is one that I know pretty well. Is that so if you search the North Face Morph, so the Morph is one of their puppy jackets. If you search that, here's the organic part of the search results. Above it are some ads, but the NorthFace.com dominates it. So you got the men's Morph, the women's Morph jacket, and then you actually have another men's Morph jacket as well. So you can see that the North Face is dominating it, and then you have Amazon. So that's the top four right there. You're going to have a really hard time breaking into the top four right there with the way Google is currently ranking those. So I actually say that ranking high, trying to rank high for branded head terms is usually a fool's errand. It can be possible to do in certain niches, or niches, whichever way you pronounce it, but it's really, really hard to do. And there are a lot of other ways to drive traffic that's going to convert as well. And also talking about a conversion, it's not just a click on a link that you have over to the site, to the merchant site, but it can also be getting them into an email list. It can be dropping a retargeting pixel on them to advertise to them on Facebook and those sort of things to to bring them back. Email is definitely the best for affiliate marketing. So think about that when it comes to conversions. As well. The good news is that there is still opportunity. So I just showed you the North Face Morph, which is a puffy jacket. The term best puffy jackets, you can, when you look here, there's the bigoutside.com is getting the featured snippet there, or the answer box. And then there's Switchback Travel, and then there's Outdoor Gear Labs. These are all affiliate websites right here. So they're ranking well for that. For example, the Wirecutter, if you know them, they're a pretty well-known affiliate site in the States. Best small heater is, are things that they're ranking for. You can see these are all, terms that they're ranking for. In another niche, the credit cards niche, actually, the Points Guy is a very well-known website for travelers, and there's a whole thing called churning where people are getting new credit cards and getting points, etc. And so the Points Guy, I mean, they're ranking for all of these terms, that are related to credit cards. So there's still a lot of opportunity. So today I'm going to talk about how to do keyword research to build your base of affiliate income, so you can then take that revenue and invest it into other channels to help you continue to grow your business. That's That's kind of how I look at SEO. It sets the base, it earns you what you need to earn, and then as that grows over time, then you can take that money, that revenue, and invest it into other areas to get them working, you get them growing as well. But I do want to note that, in my opinion, SEO can be it can be and should be actually a consistently growing part of your business, but it is not an accelerant. It's not something that you have paid traffic and then you're like, okay, let's turn on the SEO. It doesn't work that way, as I talked about earlier. So one question I get asked a lot when it comes to affiliate marketing is, what types of keywords should I target? It's a great question. So I'm going to get into that in just a second. But when we're talking about the specific keywords that we're looking at, there are three main areas that I look at that you should look at as well to really start to identify the keywords that you should be ranking for, that you should try to rank for. So the first one obviously is search volume. How many searches a month are being done for this specific term, and then also for related terms, and how difficult is it to rank for these? SEMrush has a keyword difficulty score that you can use, and search volumes to kind of peg which keywords are you should go after first, and then which ones you might want to go after later because they're lower volume and maybe higher difficulty. So it's all about that 80-20, what has a lot of volume and lower difficulty that you can rank for and start driving that traffic. Second one is cost per click, which is basically how much someone's going to pay for that click from Google Ads. And SEMrush gives you this as well. And then finally, searcher intent, which we're going to talk about. Search volume is the start. It's not the be-all, end-all by any means, but it's where we need to start in order to start to identify the keywords that we should be ranking for, and to basically rank them. Keyword difficulty informs the prioritization. As I said, high search volume, lower difficulty. That's where I say to start. And then as you're building up your site over time, you're earning links, you have more content, maybe you're doing outreach and purposefully doing link building, then you can start ranking for the more competitive terms as well. And then cost per click tells us how much others value it. So that tells us, potentially, is this going to be profitable or not? There are obviously some weird keywords in this one that people aren't paying much for, but like puffy bomber jacket, people are willing to pay $3 for that click. So that tells us that it's valuable. And then talking about searcher intent. So searcher intent it further prioritizes what you're going to go after. So there are two buckets of keywords that I like to that I think about and that I like to talk about. One is informational. So informational keywords they answer users' questions, how to do whatever. What is a puffy jacket? That sort of thing. There's a lot of traffic in the long tail. I forget the exact percentages, but it's a pretty high percentage of, or a percentage of traffic goes to the head terms, and then all the rest of the traffic, I think it's like 80% of traffic or something like that, comes in the long tail, which is three or four keywords plus. So there's a lot of traffic there, but it's going to take a lot of content to build that up over time, but it also helps you out with building your email list and that sort of stuff. Thirdly, it builds a brand. It can help build a brand because you're answering people's questions, and they're like, oh, this website is really, really useful for this specific niche. Pat Flynn of Smart Passive Income talks about affiliate marketing through teaching. That's exactly what I'm talking about here. And then number 4, it can be funneled into other channels, retargeting, email, etc. But this does require a lot of investment in creating content, research, and the like, right? SEO is an investment, content's an investment. Transactional keywords are much more conversion oriented. So they're more likely to convert to sales, to clicks, and then ultimately to sales. These are harder to rank for. They require more links, more in-depth content, that sort of stuff. Which, if you know SEO, then you can go and get that done. But you also know that it happens over time. It's not an overnight thing. And then also, of course, these have a higher cost per click and difficulty to rank for. But these are the ones like, best puffy jackets I would consider to be a transactional keyword. So those are just going to convert better for you. But when we're thinking about what page should we be trying to rank, what should we be competing for, we have to pay attention to what ranks as well. So in this specific example, and I forget the keyword here, it's around like hiking boots. This is actually a view of REI.com, which is, of course, is a big outdoor retailer in the United States and potentially internationally. I don't know that for sure, but their flagship store is about 2 miles from my house in Denver. If you notice in this example, so REI has invested a ton of time into a ton of money into content. They have a whole how-to section. And in this example, if you look at, it's like, best hiking boots, best water bottle, best hiking apps. they rank very well for a lot of these. I mean, best men's underwear, they don't, but a lot of these they rank number 1 to number 3. And you can see that there's a cost per click for these, so people are willing to bid against it. But if you look at and decent volume for a lot of these, but what they're ranking are content and blog posts. So this is actually this actually tells you that the best way to rank for best water bottle or best hiking boots or whatever it is in your specific niche, you can compete here as an affiliate. You could compete against REI.com in the outdoor space, for example. So there are a couple of ways to do this. The first way to identify what's ranking, the first way is manually perusing it in the search results, right? Type in your keyword that you've identified. And I'm going to talk here in just a minute about identifying those keywords. Type it in and just look at what's ranking and say, okay, are these content, are these category pages, right? So like on an e-commerce site, is a category page, is a content page, like is it a website, is it a resource, is it a search page, on their site, that sort of thing. And then SEMrush, of course, also pulls this in as well on a keyword level basis. So you can kind of do this a little bit more at scale and then also see the ads that are being run against it. Obviously, you can do that within the specific search results as well. But that's another way to do it just directly within the SEMrush tool. So let's talk about keyword research within SEMrush real quick, because this is the meat and the potatoes. So one of the best ways to do keyword research is to simply say, okay, who are my competitors and what are they ranking for? So if you're getting into a niche, you probably know, the main sites within that. So the best way to do this is within SEMrush, the domain analysis tool. Basically, I mean, on the SEMrush homepage, when you log in, you can search the specific site and see. So for example, for this one, I use switchbacktravel.com, which is a big affiliate site in the outdoors niche. And then you can click on you can see there on the right side, their organic traffic. So they've done very well. They've taken a little bit of a hit recently. And then you can click on the top organic keywords section and you can see all the keywords that they're ranking for. If you scroll further down that, you can also see who their competitors are. So basically the strategy here is you see what Switchback Travel is ranking for, you go to their keyword view, you download those keywords and you move on to the next one. And I'm going to give you a spreadsheet here in a little bit that you can basically see what they're all, basically you can get a full list of keywords that you can go after. So that's the first tool, is using just straight up the domain analysis tool and looking at your competitors. And if you search competitor research for using SEMrush, I think my site should rank number 1 or number 2. For that, I have a whole guide about that. The second tool within SEMrush is the keyword gap. So this is a tool that I use quite a bit, where basically you can see what keywords do your competitors have in common. So for example, here I use Switchback Travel and Gear Institute, which is another well-known site. And the founder lives near me in Denver. And so you can see what Switchback Travel is ranking for and then what they have in common. And you can click into either of those two, and you can see that, okay, they're both ranking for these 11,000 some keywords, but Switchback Travel has like 97,000 keywords. So actually Gear Institute has a lot of opportunity here. So I will note that the results do change, of course. This is as you put in different results. So if you put in a third one, it's going to narrow down even further. That often isn't super useful, except to see that all of your competitors are trying to rank for it. And if they're all affiliate sites, and you say, okay, why are they trying to rank for it? Probably because it's gonna drive traffic and sales for them. So those can be the most useful ones to go after. But if I started here with Gear Institute and then put Switchback Travel, I'm gonna have a much smaller group of common keywords as well. So keep that into account. So take that into account and keep that in mind. And then the third tool, this is a phenomenal tool that SEMrush rolled out in the last year, maybe even this year, this calendar year, called the Keyword Magic tool. So this is an amazing tool that's still in beta, I think. So right now it's included in my subscription to SEMrush. I don't know what will happen in the future, but basically what you can do here is, after you've done the competitor research and you've identified the keywords your competitors are ranking for, you can go and take one of those head terms. They call it a seed keyword. It's basically like the bottom keyword. So for example, puffy jacket, put that seed keyword in there, and then they basically give you all of the keywords that are related to that. So this is basically topic focused keyword research at scale. And so you can then go through, and there are a lot of different filters on the left side. So you can see that there's, for example, there's men, winter, there's, with a hood, face, so North Face, review, that sort of stuff. So you can actually get down to the individual types of keywords. So any, keyword that is related to puffy jackets and review, the keyword magic tool will enable you to do that. You can then select all of them and add them into the keyword analyzer as well, which basically is where you can build a keyword list within SEMrush and then add those keywords into a project if you have a project set up for your website in this space. And then the final tool that I use for keyword research, once you've pulled all of those keywords and you from your competitors, here's a spreadsheet that I put together. It's also linked to from the blog post I referenced earlier. Basically, what this does is this enables you to take your competitors. You can drop all of their keywords into it and then combine them all into one sheet. You deduplicate it within Excel and then combine them all into one sheet and apply conditional formatting to it. And you can identify red obviously is lower, and then green is higher. So higher search volume, and then you can see visually, what has high search volume and a decent cost per click, and the competition is in here. The keyword difficulty is in here as well, and then you can also see there on the right side the competition. So how competitive does SEMrush think that this is? And this is a great tool that I like to use to basically help me to prioritize quickly and visually. What are the keywords that I should be targeting? And then you can build out what kind of content are you going to create for that, or what sort of information architecture do you need to create for that as well. And there are a lot of great posts out there as well about information architecture. I think Cyrus Shepard of Zippy, formerly of Moz, has a good one out there. I have a post up about this as well. So feel free to download this Excel spreadsheet. And basically, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to say, okay, how much search volume is there in this space? How much potential search volume is out there? And then you can use one of the many click-through rate studies out there, and obviously taking into account desktop and mobile. Desktop gets a lot more organic clicks than, or a higher percentage of organic clicks than mobile. Rand Fishkin of Spark Toro, formerly of Moz, has some good stuff about that from JumpShot, which is a data tool that he's been using for a long time. So basically, at the end of the day, you're going to want to manipulate all this data within Excel. At least I do. I manipulate within Excel because it's a lot easier than just within a specific tool. Though you can also, of course, track your rankings and see it all, as I said, within SEMrush too. So this next bit, please don't tweet about this. And if you do, I guess it's okay, but please don't, because it can actually be a pretty powerful tool, and it will give you a step up as well. So a pro tip for keyword research for affiliates that I've done is I'm always like, okay, what are the keywords that have potential that my competitors are not ranking for yet, that they're not targeting? So if you want to identify high opportunity keywords, one of the best ways to do this is to, you have your list of seed keywords already, go to SEMrush and look at these different sites, Quora, Reddit, WikiHow, eHow, those sorts of well-known content and Q&A websites in the past, Yahoo Answers. I guess you could still look at them as well if you want to, and search for those. And then you can basically go in and say, okay, what for example, skiing related keywords is Quora ranking for? And you can see how they're ranking. So for example, with Quora, is skiing easy, or how hard is skiing? Is it fun to ski while it's snowing? That sort of stuff. These are pretty easy questions, a lot of them, but you can also find a lot of gold in here as well. And they have some competition and some decent traffic in here as well. And some of them are not super difficult. They're actually less difficult, and they still have a good cost per click as well. So this can be a great way to identify where, just kind of mass sites like these are ranking. And if you have a hyper-focused site on this specific niche and you can create, an awesome piece of content around it, you can outrank them and start getting that traffic. And these tend to be higher leverage opportunities. So that's how I think about doing keyword research for affiliate businesses. Basically, we need to don't try to go for the head brand terms, at least not off the bat. If you have an authoritative site, maybe you can give it a go and see how you rank and build links. But basically, it starts by saying, okay, am I targeting transactional or informational keywords? And then the different terms within that, best, reviews, that sort of stuff. Those are phenomenal keywords for affiliate businesses to rank for. And then, and one note there about the branded things, the branded terms as well is it's fine to rank for them organically. Do be careful and check into the specific affiliate program that you're using, because a lot of them won't allow you to bid against their keywords. So in Google Ads or Bing Ads or anything like that, a lot of them don't allow you to do that. So just keep that in mind as you're thinking about brand terms for affiliate marketing. So if you want to learn more about this, I've created a guide about overall using SEMrush, which is all available for free. You can also sign up, give me your email address to download it. And there is a keyword research specific section that kind of walks you through doing keyword research for websites as well, and keeping in mind kind of this rubric that I've tried to give you here for doing it. We also do this as a done for you section, as a done for you service. I see I forgot to insert the code in here, but actually you don't need a code. Normally, basically what this is for $4.99, we will get into, you tell us what your site is, and we will go and tell you what your keyword opportunity is. We spend 2 to 3 hours looking at it. For the first 10 of you that sign up for this and pay for this, I will actually be doing a strategy call with you. And then for the next 20 of you, I'll have someone on my team sit down with you for an hour to go over, SEO questions and kind of talk with you about your SEO strategy. So, we can take 30 of you to get that strategy call. And you can sign up for it there at that link, getcredo.com/start. And this is, a couple $1,000s worth of value that we're doing for about $500. So happy to help you out with that as well. If you're looking to get into this, you're researching a niche, or you have a site and you want to know, where do I go next, or what's my opportunity? We do that for you. So that is it. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that you've gotten a lot of value from this, and you better understand now how to do keyword research as an affiliate business and drive affiliate traffic. Just a little bit about me here, founder of getcredo.com. I've done a lot of SEO consulting, normally working with very large websites, usually 7 figures of pages in the index. And I live in Denver, Colorado with my wife, Courtney, and there's our dog, Butterbean, as well. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, John. It was great. It was a very informative presentation. Now, we have actually quite a lot of questions coming up. So, by the way, keep asking questions in chat down there. We will be taking them until the end of the webinar, so don't hesitate. But before further ado, let's jump into some of the questions we were asked already. And by the way, multiple people asked if we could zoom in the charts, which is, I guess, not relevant right now. So perhaps instead we could share the link to the presentation in the description of the video. Would that be possible, John?
Yeah, I don't have it online yet, but it'll be so if you check, I'll get it on there in the next hour or so. I'm going to eliminate the part there at the end, the pro tips, but I can put it on there. So slideshare.net/DohertyJF, DOHERTYJF. So it's basically the same as my Twitter handle. It'll be up there in the next couple hours.
All right, so we will add the link as well to the description of this video. Now, to the questions. One of the first questions is actually about the table that you have shown. The question is, does the volume in the search table show the results per day or for month? 1900 for puffy jackets seems kind of low.
Yeah. So that should be for month. I agree that for that specific one, it does seem kind of low. Though often what we see is that keywords like that. So that's a very broad and generic search, and a lot of people, like, if they want to buy, if they know what a puffy jacket is, they're not searching for puffy jackets, right? That's kind of the intent there. They're searching for specific brands, or if they're still doing research, they're searching best, right? Or best puffy jacket for skiing, or that sort of thing. So it actually doesn't surprise me a ton that the search volume isn't super high for that specific term, because you kind of have to have a little bit of domain knowledge. If you have the domain knowledge, you're not going to be searching puffy jackets.
Right. Thank you very much for your answer. Actually, I do believe that in that report, we do display figures for month, although you can set up the amount of time that you are looking for specifically. And
monthly search volume is basically the industry accepted metric that we use, right? It's what Google's keyword planner, I guess it was called, used for a long time. That tool is not really that useful, which is why I didn't really talk about it. I also didn't really talk about, Google Search Console, which can be useful for identifying keywords. So if you already have an established site for identifying keywords that you're already driving traffic or impressions for that you could target. But Ad Planner had that, it's the search volume per month. And so that's what I think all of the tools show. There could be some that show like on a daily basis, but I think they pretty much all show search volume per month.
I agree. And I guess it's a good planning horizon, one that makes sense for a lot of SEO activities.
Yep.
The next question is, how to know which keywords to use when we have competitor using same keywords?
Yeah. I'm not sure I understand the question completely.
I guess what perhaps the original person asking this question, who is not sure I can find the post right now, but if you can please elaborate. I do believe that what the concern is here is, say we have a strong competitor who is using a very convenient keyword, a very big keyword, which we really want to rank for. What to do then?
Yeah, totally. So I think that's what I was thinking that the question was. So basically, if you have competitors ranking, that's a good sign that, and they're a big business, and they're well respected, and and all that stuff. Then they've invested time and money into ranking for that keyword. It has to mean that it's valuable for their business, because otherwise it'd be a dumb business decision. So basically, what I say is identify the keywords that your competitors are ranking for. And then also what I like to do is identify the keywords that fewer of my competitors are ranking for as well. So basically, as you think about like a keyword hierarchy and keyword taxonomy, basically you have for example, puffy jackets, and then best puffy jackets for men, that sort of stuff. It's going to take you longer to rank for those head keywords, but the lower down keywords, the more specific keywords, which are still transactional, but they're a little bit longer tail, and that they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 keywords within the term, or words within the term. Those are going to be ones that you can start off with ranking for first, while you work over time to rank for the head keyword. So it's not a bad thing that your competitors are ranking there. And if it is actually a profitable niche, then you're probably going to have a decent number of competitors that are ranking for most of the keywords that you're trying to do. That you're trying to rank for and drive traffic for. So it makes your research a lot easier to identify the keywords. It's going to be harder to rank for those specific keywords. Content and links and all the stuff that's involved with ranking as well. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's good to know kind of what your competitive landscape is. And you can look at your competitors. They're ranking for a head term that you want to rank for. Why do you think that they're the ones ranking for it, right? Is it using SEMrush or any of the other various tools that are out there? Whatever you have access to, you can see how many links do they have, how strong is their overall domain, how many link your root domains, and how many specific links, what does their anchor text say. There's so much that goes into SEO there, and you need to get in and do that research as well. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you very much. Well, I don't believe that we had a clarification from the original poster as of yet. Maybe they will come around. Either way, we can go to the next question. So what is your advice on putting multiple keywords in blog posts?
Advice on putting multiple keywords in blog posts. I'm going to expand on that a little bit just to try to clarify what I'm talking about. So every page on your website should have a specific keyword focus. People often ask me, can I rank for, can I target 2 different keywords within, a specific blog post or a specific piece of content? It works best. The answer is sometimes, but usually that's not the way that you want to go. What you want to do actually is, target one specific term, how to wax skis or something like that, for a specific post. So that page is hyper focused on that term, and you're going to rank better. However, when you're thinking about writing content, there is this idea of, thinking about topics or entities, as a lot of SEOs talk about them, right? There are a lot of other types of a lot of other words that people use, basically when they're talking about, how to wax a pair of skis, right? You're probably going to talk about bindings, you're going to talk about boots, and you're going to talk about uh, a wax iron, and and that sort of stuff. So these keywords, basically using those words within the content, which you just use naturally, right? I'm not thinking about it just as like an SEO. Do I have the right keywords in there? Like keyword density or anything like that. Like that's not a something that Google really that looks at. They're more looking at, are you doing a great job covering this whole topic? So write it as if you are actually going to be discussing this topic with your friends, or explaining to them how do you actually wax skis, for example. But the general rule is, and I would actually say the rule is one page, one keyword, or one keyword term that you're targeting with that page.
Thank you. I do believe, yeah, that a lot of SEO experts also argue that you can cause cannibalization if you rank several of your content pieces to the same keywords. So
totally,
I guess you could do that, but you have to be careful. And
yep. And the other thing to say is, if you've been doing SEO at all, and you look at a specific page and what it's ranking for, using Search Console, or even within SEMrush, you can see what specific pages are ranking for. Pages don't just rank for one keyword. If you're targeting like how to wax skis, there's going to be so many different permutations of that you're going to be that page is probably going to rank for as well. So especially with a longer like content piece, you're probably going to get a lot of long tail traffic there, and focused long tail traffic, right? It's not just to be like random stuff, but you will, by going deep on that specific topic, even if that page is targeting that one term, you're going to get a lot of traffic from a lot of other keywords as well.
That's true. And we also have in SEMrush on-page SEO checker tool, which actually can automatically check if you have the cases of SEO keyword cannibalization, which, as we discussed right now, is something that you should avoid. So you can do it automatically. So to the next question, if you were starting a brand new affiliate site now, what niches would you avoid like the plague? And what niches do you see as an emerging areas of opportunity?
That's a great question. And yeah, I didn't talk about identifying specific niches because, as I said at the very beginning, I believe that the best way to build an affiliate, a business that isn't just like a random triple hyphenated keyword domain sort of thing. If you want to do that, great. And there's a lot of resources out there to help you out with that. But I firmly believe that you should be promoting products and in a niche that you and that you care about. So for example, for me, it's tools like SEMrush and WP Engine and FreshBooks, and like the tools that I use to run my business, and that's who I'm an affiliate for. Because I know the team and I like them, and it's a good program. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of there are a lot of niches that I would avoid just because they're scammy, and they can be really hard to rank for. And honestly, I don't feel like it's worth my time. Other people enjoy doing them and they can make a lot of money. For example, the the healthcare space, the supplement space, that sort of stuff. There's a lot of money to be made there. It's going to be hard to rank. It's going to be really hard to rank there. Establishing a brand is going to be really hard. I believe in establishing a brand that people are coming to, for advice and that sort of stuff. And that's the best way, I think, to build a business long term. But what you should be looking for with different affiliate programs, if you're trying to decide, okay, this is my niche. I really care about bicycles, right? And so I want to have a mountain biking affiliate website, for example. Going to basically, hopefully that space, and so you're going to know the different brands, you're going to know the different websites that probably have affiliate programs. So signing up for an Avant link, which is a good affiliate whatever merchant. You can see all the different merchants there. People list their affiliate programs there, or ClickBank, or different ones like that. AvantLink, I think you actually have to have an established site before you're allowed to be on there. But you can basically find those individual merchants, and then look for basically I rank affiliate programs by what's the commission that they give, and what sort of commission do they give. Recurring commissions are great. But a lot of them won't give them, especially if it's like an e-commerce site. Then you're just going to get paid a commission on that overall sale. So that's the way to do it, is basically go to those different affiliate services, and then research those different merchants and identify, okay, who's paying the best commissions. If you're big enough, you can often negotiate commissions because you're given an affiliate manager at that specific place. So that can be a great way to basically identify, which merchants are worth being an affiliate for. Is just doing the research there within those specific affiliate programs, or affiliate. I don't even know what they're called, like the main affiliate listing sites, like ClickBank and ShareSale and AvantLink and ones like that, Commission Junction.
Thank you very much for your answer. And actually, the next question relates partially to what you just explained. So the next question is about the affiliate programs and what you specifically are looking for in them. So what's the biggest, the most important deciding factor for yourself in an affiliate program?
Yeah, that's a great question. The biggest factor is, the two that I just mentioned: commission percentage and basically the structure. So for a tool that's a subscription business, there are a lot of like SaaS tools out there that honestly there's a lot of opportunity there for. They have affiliate programs for driving them new customers. A lot of them will pay a recurring commission. Recurring commissions are amazing. Just like organic traffic, like once you rank for it, as long as you keep ranking, you're going to keep driving that traffic. Same thing with with affiliates. Like if you can drive that sale there, then they will they keep paying you a recurring commission for as long as they retain that client. You will learn over time. So that's what I look for when I'm initially choosing an affiliate program. But what you will notice over time is that certain sites, they might say that they pay a great commission, but they're really garbage at actually converting the traffic that you send to them, to actual sales. So you're basically wasting. You're wasting traffic, and you're wasting clicks and all of that, because they're not actually buying from those sites. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Or also looking at how well do they retain them, because if you're sending them a client and you're getting paid, let's say $20 for that initial sign up, and then they say they're going to pay you that every single month, but they only retain them for a month or two, right? You're better off sending them potentially to a competitor that you use, that you're very happy to to promote, or that is better at retaining retaining clients as well. Because then at the end of the day, you're going to be making more money, and honestly, you're probably, if they're better at retaining, you're probably going to be the people you're sending are going to be happier as well, because they're not churning out quickly.
Thank you very much. I agree that. So those are very important parameters to keep in mind. So actually, the next question is a little bit of a different topic altogether, but I don't think there is really harm in asking it. I think it's a very interesting one. What is your approach for generating backlinks to your site? What do you find works best?
Yeah, great question. Once again, I kind of started off on this as, you need to build an audience, and, you need to build traffic, and ultimately building a brand is going to be the best way to build affiliate commissions, and to build an affiliate business. So like, look at the Wirecutter, the Points Guy, and, sites like that. Like, they've built big brands. Everyone, knows them. And they're straight affiliate sites. Finder, finder.com started in Australia. So it's much easier to build links as an authority in the space than as not an authority in the space. So there are a lot of different ways to build links out there. If you look up link building strategies, like Brian Dean has a lot of good stuff. Backlinko, John Cooper from I forget the name of his agency, but he ran Point Blank SEO for a long time. He actually sold that to Brian. There are a lot of good posts out there about link building strategies that you can use depending on your budget and depending on the amount of effort that you're willing to put into it. The tried and true ones really are guest posting. Is a big one. And that's the best way to get links from high authority websites as well. Partnerships can be a great one. Different industries do different things, like scholarships and that sort of stuff that can be used for link building. Of course, SEOs have kind of taken a bunch of those and scaled them and ruined a bunch of them, and different people have gotten in trouble for for different things. But yeah, I would basically look at like, what resources do you have internally, and then what different strategies make sense for you. And you can look at your competitors and what they're doing as well. You might discover that they just have like columns on each of the main websites within your niche, or they've like created something, done a partnership with a big e-commerce site or something like that, and gotten links back. So but those are some of the best ways to build links. And obviously you can do it yourself, or you can hire a company to do it for you. There's a bunch of different ways that you can go with it, but the way I like to do it is content based and thought leadership based. And I think that's the best long-term play. You're not gonna scale links super fast that way. It's consistent investment over time. That's SEO for you. So there are some other like more gray hat and black hat stuff that you can do as well, but I'm not gonna talk about those here.
Thank you very much. And to add to what you just said, I think it's important to note that taking the ideas from your competitors is really one of the good ways to go. So you can look by yourself or using one of the tools like SEMrush to see who actually set up backlinks to your competitors' sites. And then you can check out those domains. Maybe you can get a guest post, as John explained there, or maybe you can ask them to just mention you. Maybe they will do it just for free because you have an awesome domain by yourself. So
and the way I do that within SEMrush is there's the backlink gap tool. So you can basically say like, here are the top 5 sites. It works just like the keyword gap tool, except you put in the top 2, 3, 5 sites that you want to research, and then basically you're given a report of these are all the sites that are linking to any of the 5, and then you can also see which ones are linking to which sites have links from there, and so you can investigate each of them specifically. Take that list and you can put it into an SEMrush project, or do it in Excel and basically go through and say like, okay, if I want to get a link from this site that's linking to 3 of my competitors, what's going to be the best way to do that, right? Is it going to be a guest post? Is it going to be a forum link? Is it going to be a profile link? Like, what is it? And then you can prioritize from there. So that's a great way to do it.
Thank you for mentioning our tool. I do believe that we also have, we do have a aptly named link building tool, which works for link building specifically. So we have more questions coming in through other channels. So actually, and this relates to what we just discussed about the competitors, how to find those competitors, perhaps that you should benchmark yourself against, that you should aim to, that you should strive to get to, basically.
That's a great question, and I think it gets to something deeper than just benchmarking. Basically, when you're starting a company or you're starting a site, basically you should what success looks like for your competitor might not be what success looks like for you, as a business person. So maybe your competitor wants to take it big and they want to drive tens of millions of dollars of revenue, which I too would love to have tens of millions of dollars of revenue, but having that requires certain things, right? It requires a team, it requires certain technology, it requires certain investments, and you should ask if that's what you want to do. But like I said during the presentation, identifying the competitors that are basically biggest in your space. I mean, start off with that. What are the things that people are going to be searching for, whether it's products or recommendations or reviews or or whatever, and then you can see the sites that are ranking there and go and look at each of them individually within the domain analytics tool, and SEMrush and all the other tools as well tell you what keywords they're ranking for, and then also based off of the keywords that they're ranking for, that's within that specific tool's keyword set, how much traffic they're potentially getting based off of search volume and their position. And then I hope some of them also take into account based off of, how many ads are there and how many clicks they think are going to the ads versus going to organic. But that's the best way, basically, to benchmark, how well your competitors are doing. And I believe there's also a tool within SEMrush that you can use that will show you. Well, I mean, I know there's one that the backlink gap tool shows you how many links your competitors have, compared to yours. I don't know if there's one, and Ilya, you can definitely tell us if there's one basically showing, competitor A has this many hundreds of thousands of visits a month, competitor B has this many, and then your site has this many. But you can do it individually within domain analytics for each website. And then also when you put in that one of the main competitors there, you can see what other websites are ranking in common with there. So if they're doing a good job on SEO, it's going to be the other main players, in the industry as well. So you can do the research that way.
Thank you for your answer. And I do believe the tool you were referring to, actually there are multiple. The one I'm thinking of is maybe traffic analytics, so you can see actually the behavior of the users on site of your competitors.
Yeah.
So the next question is, I'm considering starting doing SEO, and I'm not sure how to estimate the budget. So what would be the best way to estimate my initial spendings on SEO before it starts maybe getting some results?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when it comes to investment, there are a few ways that I think about investment. One is monetarily, the other one is expertise, and the third one is time. And which one of those you use, or which one of those you quote unquote spend, is going to depend on basically your own knowledge and kind of what you've done before. So what I would do is go and take a look at your competitors. And say, okay, what are they ranking for? How competitive are those, specific keywords? And how strong is their website, right? How many links do they have? And, what does the anchor text say? And, and that sort of thing. So, link building takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of research, takes a lot of time. And, it can take, if you're doing content-based, link building, you're doing outreach, so that you're spending time, and then you're also spending money to get the content created, or creating the content yourself, which is time there as well, in order to create that content, in order to get the link back to your site. So, it's really going to depend on your specific niche, and what kind of content you need, how much content you need, and how many links you need as well. So yeah, it's just going to vary, by the specific niche, and you kind of learn over time. How much, you're not going to get there if you need, if you need to get to a site that has, thousands of linking root domains pointing back to your site, and you're starting from a brand new site, like that's going to take you, years of time. You're not going to get there through a $200 a month investment, unless you have a lot of time, to write content and that sort of stuff. So, at least if you only have that amount of budget, then it's going to be, it's going to take you a long time. It's not going to be super high quality. So I would actually say, like, okay, what is our opportunity, and where do we want to be, in a couple years? And then, how do we get there? What's the strategy to get there? How many links do we need to build? What content do we need to create? How often do we need to be publishing it? Those sorts of things. And from there, you can back into the budget.
Thank you very much. So yeah, it really depends on what you're doing, what your strategy is. Now, there is another question coming in through chat. I think it's a very interesting one, and the one which is being asked by many people. How do you organize your workflow for affiliate SEO? There are so many tools and utilities that it can be a bit overwhelming. How do you keep it all organized?
Ooh, that's a great question. So I keep it organized by not doing everything. I think that's where I start. So I have specific websites that I use. So AvantLink, I use Amazon as an affiliate. I basically have a couple of main dashboards. The dashboard that I use within each of those, and then I pick one specific tool. When it comes to keyword research and competitor research and that sort of stuff. I pick one specific tool, I set up, projects or campaigns, whatever the tool calls it, within there. I track my keywords within there. I do my competitor research. I set up like site audits, within those as well, and get emailed about those. So I try to keep it to just, one specific one. There are so many tools out there. I hate talking about like specific tools and people saying like, oh, what tool should I use for this thing or that thing? Most of the industry leading tools have keyword research tools and auditing tools and, rank tracking tools and, all that sort of stuff. Like you can use these other, there are tools for specific tools for doing long tail keyword research that are just focused on that. That sort of thing. But, at the end of the day, I like to give myself the gift of focus. And so I use, a specific tool, and I have access and subscriptions to all of them, and they all have their own, main things. But when I'm doing, setting up specific, for specific sites, specific projects, I like to stay within one. So, I mostly stay within SEMrush, to be totally honest with you.
That's good to hear. Well, we have one more question coming up, and this is more of a discussion one, I would say. Personally, do you, or let me put it just this way, SEO or PPC?
Well, like most of my answers, it depends. I love SEO. I've worked in SEO for a long time. I have seen it do amazing things for businesses, my own business, my clients, all of that. But it depends on A, what your budget is, B, what you know best, and C, how quickly you need to see results. So as I said, SEO is an investment. It over time, you're going to rank better. Your site's going to get stronger. You're going to be able to rank better. Different things are going to come up that you can fix, and and you'll see a bump in your rankings, a bump in your traffic, and a bump in your, affiliate sales, that sort of stuff. PPC, if we're just talking about like raw, top of funnel traffic acquisition, you have to spend directly on those clicks, and you have to keep spending on those clicks in order to get that traffic. Though I do believe in, as I said, I think slide number 5, I do believe in using multiple channels. So, if you drive in traffic from search, and then you drop a Facebook retargeting pixel on them, or, a Google, display network retargeting pixel on them, or there are various other display networks that you can use, AdRoll and those sorts of things. That can be, that's a great channel, to layer on top. But what I would say is pick one specific channel that you want to use for driving traffic, to your site, like that initial visit to get someone to come to your site. Pick one channel and basically double down on that and invest on that and get that working before you think about another one. But then also think about it throughout your full marketing funnel. So, top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, SEO, and content, referral, all that can be great for top of funnel traffic. Drop a retargeting pixel on them, get them coming in middle of the funnel, get them into an email list, and then convert them to an email list. Like you need to basically combine all these different channels. But at the end of the day, I love SEO, and SEO is a phenomenal way, to build a great business.
Thank you very much. So yeah, I can only agree that focus is very important, but you must avoid tunnel vision and focusing on only one thing. So this is definitely something to keep in mind. I do believe that we have one last question that we can answer. Any other paid services for ads that you recommend aside from Google or Facebook for affiliate marketing in particular?
Oh man, I mean, it really depends on the specific niche, that you're in, and kind of, the kind of site that you are as well. I mean, I know people that have built great businesses, using promoted content, like Taboola or Outbrain, that sort of thing. A lot of publishers, big publishers like here in the States, are basically monetizing themselves by, allowing you to promote your content on there. So, that can work really well. There are other, so, that's paid, kind of on the similar sort of like auction, model. What are people willing to pay? What are you willing to pay? Quora can be a fantastic one, actually, because you can basically say, against these topics, getting people in there, though it's not like a, direct, like, hey, come and click on my affiliate link sort of thing, but basically you're offering people, value, offering them, an ultimate guide to picking a pair of skis, right? And then within that, you have your affiliate links and you're getting their email address. You can retarget them, email them with specific things, drop retargeting pixel on them. So it really, there are a lot of different places that you can drive paid traffic. But once again, it really depends, on your specific niche, and also, testing quickly, and launching core ad campaigns and seeing what converts, launching, Google Ads campaigns, launching Facebook, retargeting campaigns and top of funnel campaigns. I say try it, but also measure it. Make sure you have your conversion tracking in place, and know what's actually getting you a return. So I believe in marketing. I believe in trying everything. At some point, you don't have to try it all right now. Basically prioritize based off of what do we think is going to work, how do we think it's going to work, what return are we looking for, and then testing it and measuring it, and then deciding to double down or deciding to do away with it because it's not working for your business at that time. Doesn't mean it might not work in the future.
Thank you very much. So I think with that, we unfortunately have to complete our questions session. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Thank you for your wonderful questions. I do believe that they were very interesting, and I learned something new for myself. And John, of course, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for sharing your experience with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Ilya, and thank you, SEMrush, for the opportunity.
It was great to have you.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions. Those were great.
I hope it's not the last time. And most importantly, be sure to check out the description of the video. We will be adding the link to the presentation and other goodies at the very end, a little bit with a little bit of a delay. So check out a little bit later. And of course, keep your eyes peeled, because we have more affiliate webinars in the pipeline about different topics and focusing on different aspects about your success in affiliate marketing. So keep your eyes peeled. But for today, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for joining. And I hope to see you once again soon. Bye.